Hey guys, it's Anastasia back with another video for you today, and today we're sitting down casually. It's afternoon, so I'm hoping, well, it's like 6, so I'm hoping the lighting's okay, but this is the new camera, so she's kind of bougie. But I just got something sent from my Amazon wish list. It's actually by Andrew. Andrew edits these videos, so he's like one of my best friends, but he edits my videos as well. You guys see him a lot. I talk about him a lot. He's on the phone with me a lot. So he did send me this without me knowing it. The Amazon wish list, like a lot of people from TikTok asked me to put together, and then he got me this. I've been screaming about this Crow Tarot silently. I don't think I really talked about it online, but I've wanted this deck for so long, and he sent it to me today, so that's why we're doing kind of an impromptu video. I'm hopefully not looking too greasy or sweaty because it's hot and it's late. Just a pop shit. This deck is making me feel some type of way.
So they can get on their fucking keyboards and make me bad guy,
Here, fuck. I need to relax. This deck, well, we're just getting set up, and I'm hot. Today we've got, I think this is raspberry lemonade. If not, it's, yeah, it's raspberry lemonade in my skull cup. Keeping everything very on brand. Because I'm not going to dedicate this deck only to working with the Morgan, but obviously I do work with the Morgan. My goddess, we fucking love her. So here I've got everything, hopefully you guys can see, representing her. I've got a, I don't know, a little vial full of like some of the feathers that she sent me this spring, it seems, just from spring to now. I've got, so this is sun water, but she likes the color red. I move this around quite a bit. It is sun water, but I will use it as offerings. I don't use sun water too much in my magic. I should, because I'd probably be a happier person. But until then, I've got a little candle that I made DIY from the Dollar Tree, and then little skull. I know that there's cars driving by. Hopefully this isn't too loud or overexposed. So I was using this incense earlier for the spell jars I was making for my shop. So it is dragon's blood, which just happens to be one of the Morgan's favorites. So, and one of the only incense I ever personally use. So what I'm going to do is smoke cleanse the outside of the box, and then I will, actually, let me explain it really quick. You guys have seen me do this so many times now. I love doing this process. What I'm going to do with this deck, though, I will run through it really quickly. I'm going to, because I don't really want to talk while I'm doing it. I kind of, well, talk about the steps. I kind of just want to talk and feel out whatever I want to do. So I'm going to cleanse the outside of the box. I'll cleanse the inside of the box, like everything around it. I almost don't even want to open it, and I will go through the cleansing steps you guys have seen me do, and then directly after this video it's going to go straight to my altar, where I will build a pentagram with selenite, and it's kind of like a charging station. I will build that on my I guess I could take a picture of that and show you guys another day. It'll be a whole nother video, because I like to charge, and I will leave this deck. I don't think I'm going to leave it offerings, because I don't feel like I need to do that. I don't normally, for like tarot decks, I don't, unless I'm winning them over or they're vintage or used. I am going to build the selenite pentagram as a kind of like a charging station on my altar, and it will, my altar is right next to my bed currently, because I live in a tiny shoebox, which we get to talk about a little bit later. I'll talk about that while I'm going through here. So it's basically my bedside table, but it's like a long desk, so it'll be right next to me while I sleep. I will leave it there, probably untouched, as in like I'm not going to try to shuffle with it tomorrow and do all of that for like 2 or 3 days, because I really want to charge this up. I really want my ancestors to get their energy in it, the Morgan as well, everyone. Like it needs to see how I work. I really enjoy doing that. Okay, I'm already opening this. So now we get to talk. Hopefully you don't hear too many backgrounds, because I do have my little window open. I know you totally can. But it's hot, so I have to. I also kind of hate this lighter that they gave me last time I picked up. So if I seem a little off, I am a little high. We didn't smoke on camera today, but we just did before this. So I'm going to go around. Fun, exciting news for you guys, my Patreon dudes. I actually think that I might put this on YouTube in a couple weeks. I'll edit out some other things. Just today, so we live in Southern California, where everything's super freaking expensive. We're not from here, we're from Virginia. Dylan was in the military for 5 years. They stationed him here, so that's why we ended up here. And then after he got out, he got a job here, and I was working here, so it's like we weren't gonna just leave. And then COVID hit. So we were in this, it's expensive for this tiny apartment. Now it looks really nice in videos, because I spend a lot of time, like a lot of my time, or I did when I moved in, DIYing and like thrifting and flipping almost everything in my apartment. Like, this looks nice. I got it for 80 bucks at an estate sale. It's real marble and glass. I'm like, I would never be able to afford that from a store, you know? So we've just been, okay, so I'm gonna go through this really quick. It says The Crow Tarot by MJ Colane. Oh, I'm so saying that wrong. Colline? I'm so sorry. Here, I'll show you guys. So it's really actually pretty. This is like a lot brighter than it's like a bright yellow, and then on the back, this is gonna be the guidebook, which I normally don't read through until after, oh man, until after I go through the whole interview stage of my deck, which I will show I'll make a video on that another day when that comes in like 4 or 5 days when it's time to do my interview spread with the deck, because I always do interview spreads. Not with oracles, but always with tarot. Because oracles, sometimes you can't really get the vibe. So first impression, I like how big these cards are. I have long, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I get compliments on my hands, which is crazy because off of line, I would never. I have very long fingers. They're like piano hands. If you know anything about pianos, I can reach like almost an octave and a half with my hands. So while they're not like, I don't know, they're just my hands. I don't hate them, but they just happen to be, my palms aren't normally big, but my fingers and stuff are. So decks can, oops, that's just out of habit. Decks can feel quite small in my hands sometimes, even bigger decks. Like, this is weird, this might be like a body dysmorphia thing, but when I see other people holding 7-day candles, they look so big in their hands, versus like I can palm like an entire, like 7-day candles to most people, they can't do this or like around their hand. They're like holding it like this in videos, and it looks so cute. And it's stupid that I even think that, but sometimes it's a nice feeling to not be almost like overwhelmed with the cards, but it feels very structured. Like I have to hold this, not like some of my decks I can literally grab well, I could grab all 78, but I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's substance, they're bigger cards. Now I could see though, people with smaller fingers or hands, just in general, maybe struggling to like put your whole hand around it, do you know what I'm saying? But I'm not struggling. I will say the art, I've never seen the back of this deck, and I'm so glad that it looks like this. It's like it's black and brown and like a light brown, I guess, kind of really pretty design. It's simple, it's unique in the sense of like, it's not, I don't know, I like it's calm. And then of course the first card is the Fool. I haven't why do I almost feel like I don't need to cleanse this? I never feel like that. I'm going to. But it's almost like Morgan's like, it's all right. I'm trying not to like get everything everywhere, because I like to keep them in order for a little bit. These cards, try not to look at them. So I'm just gonna go around with my 3s or whatever. So yeah, you guys have seen me do this process, and what was I saying about the apartment? Sorry. So yeah, we live in kind of a shoebox and pay a lot of money for rent, but our lease is coming up. We've been here for 2 years, and I run my whole entire business out of here, out of literally that kitchen table back there. I pack all of my orders on there. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. So we were looking for a 2-bedroom, but you know, they were really expensive, and I really like where we are because the Crow's here. And I know that might sound silly, but the Crow's here and I have one good relationship. I know that there'd be crows at whatever next place I go to. That's all I'm gonna do. I am gonna maybe fan this out a little bit more. The next place that I go to, I know I could make friends with them, and I know Morgan will send me new ones, but this is just a really good working space, like everything. And if you guys live in apartments, you understand that maintenance is important. And any single time that I've had a problem, if it's between the hours of like 6 a.m. and 8 p.m., they're like an hour. They're like, here, it's fixed. Like, it's so good. So I didn't really want to leave here because they're so good. So we were like kind of looking for, I know you guys came for the tarot, and I'm giving you tea. Well, this is the whole Patreon thing. You guys get a little tidbits of my life. So we were looking for like a storage or like maybe a garage, so I could put a bunch of my Moonlight and Sage stuff in, and I could like store some more stuff, because I'm running out of room to store things, and I kind of want to bring more stuff in the shop. So we were trying to get into the storage units here, but they were always, for the 2 years that I lived here, they were always booked up. So just today, when I was like over it last night, I was literally like, my boyfriend has been really wanting to move to Colorado, and I'm like, it's too cold and there's no beach and I need it. And I'm like, I'm over it. I'm over living in this small place. Like, we could have a house for we could have like a mortgage for the rent that we're paying. We could even pay less for like a 4-bedroom like apartment or home for what we're paying for our apartment. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna keep doing this. But then today, Dylan walks down to talk to them about we could get into a garage sooner because we were like, I'm dying. And they had a garage for us, so we got that today. Bomb. It fits like a normal car, but I'm not putting my car. One, I don't have a car. Well, I have a car, but it's we're about to junkyard it because it just straight won't start. And I'm not putting more money into it because the freaking mechanic said it was worth $200. Rude. Anyways, I'm not driving much anymore because I work from home anyways. We go down there and I was like, could you put us on the list for like a 2-bedroom? Because we're in like the smallest 1-bedroom, but they were like, oh, we actually have an opening up for a 2-bedroom that's like right close. I mean, it's in the same complex, obviously, and it's the middle like floor plan, so it's not the most expensive one, because the most expensive one, yikes. And we could swing it, and I was like, oh my gosh. And she's like, well, there's some other people in front of you, like we have to run their credit or whatever, but since you already live here, you're gonna get it over them. So we did, and then I was like, okay, we'll probably have like a month and a half. We have 2 weeks to move. And I haven't even really processed that because I don't have the time to. I don't know how we're gonna move everything from this house to another house, because it's almost like I need boxes, but like we're moving like feet. Well, not really. I mean, it's probably like a couple hundred feet, but it's not that far. So that's gonna be very interesting. Very interesting. But I can do home cleansings and start everything new, which is kind of sad because I have a whole relationship with this apartment. You guys, if you're watching it, if you've made it this far, since I'm not even talking about tarot anymore, leave a comment wherever you live, maybe it's a dorm room or apartment, a home, a condo, anything. Do you feel like the spirit that's in that home? Because my home totally has this. Well, my homes always have. My dad's home now, I wouldn't say it's haunted, but it has an entity or entities that live there. Spirits. We have photos of them. I would almost want to share them, but I know that people would be able to figure out where he lives. Not that I'm worried about Patreon, because there's a select few of you guys, and I don't think you guys would even care where he lives. But if I put the video online, the ghost is like famous, and the people would know where he lives, and that's just not safe. But there's spirit in this apartment, and I have a good relationship. Like, I've lived here for 2 years. The amount of spells, the amount of things that have gone on here, and I feel like my ancestors in this house have had my back. The spirit of this is just like protective. So I'm gonna have to, like, you know, maybe I'll say like a goodbye kind of thing, but granted, I'm like moving, so I feel like it's not actually me. Anyways, rambling. Let me run through like the major arcana here just so you guys can see, and then I'll shuffle really quickly just for energy pulls, and we'll talk. The first one is the Fool, and this crow, even like I could cry. Just looking at the crows, like these aren't even that detailed photos where you can see like their face. You can even see like the emotion in this crow's face. And I look at crows far too often. I went to a park the other day with my boyfriend. We were trying to make it like an every Wednesday thing. And there was so many baby crows there that hung out with me and him, but I mean, I think they were there for me, obviously. Well, but they were there. They were so freaking cute. Because at first I was like, what kind of birds are those? And he's like, are you kidding me? Those are crows. I thought you knew that they were crows. That's why I didn't even bring them up. He was like, you're always followed by crows. And I was like, they looked so innocent, and compared to like the older ones that are kind of mischievous looking. Even the Magician looks great. Yeah, and the imagery, like the longer you look at these cards, obviously the more you're gonna see. It almost looks like there's a guy reaching through on the top with like a peace hand. The Magician. I've been seeing this card so much recently. The High Priestess, like she looks like a bomb bitch. Look, she's got like a veil on. The Empress. Sick. Are you kidding? And the Emperor has like, it looks like bay leaves, but like maybe like another bird's leaves all around his neck. The Hierophant. This is such a good deck. Oh my god, this is such a good deck. Who knew you could make birds look this many, like the same bird look this many different ways? Oh, the lovers. Oh no, I could really cry. This is too much. Crows. I'm gonna cry over crows. Look at how they're looking at each other. Oh my god. Oh, okay. The Chariot, love that. I love the Chariot's a fucking sick card. Strength. This is cool too. The tiger with the freaking crow standing on its mouth open. So cool. The Hermit. Oh my god, this is sick. There's like a running theme in all of these that it's like, it seems, oh, there's a snake for sure in all of these. Maybe that's what it is. It's like something that's not clicking, that's in almost every one of these that I need to be paying attention to, but I'm not seeing. I'll see it. I need to work with this deck more, but it's something that I'm missing. There is a snake in every one of these. I'm gonna have to read the guidebook. See, that's what sometimes like, so every card obviously does have its already like written meaning, like from the original Rider-Waite, Justice. But sometimes artists have kind of like, not ulterior meanings, but also like double meanings for their cards. They're like, okay, this was also inspired by, so when you see this card, think of the Hangman. Oh my god, Death is sick. So this is cool because this is why sometimes when reversals are great. So this is Death, right? But then if you, so it's the dead crow, and then it also looks like the crow flying up. But when it's reversed, it literally shows that the crow isn't, I mean, yes, it's dead, but it's out here thriving, well, not thriving, but like bursting through, and it's gonna be all okay. I love that. Oh my gosh. Temperance. Temperance would look like this. This is great. This is one, I think this is my favorite. Okay, it would be my favorite Temperance card, but not just because it's a crow. I think this is funny. I like that card. I lied. Oh my god, the Devil card. I don't see the snake in this one. Yes, I do. Never mind. One, because I love those kind of like deer skulls. I want one, but oh, I was gonna say I don't have the space here. I'm going to be able to give my deities and my ancestors separate altars. The rush of adrenaline that just went through my body. Because they're all, the Morgan and my ancestors are on like, they're like 6 inches away from each other. And I know some people would be like, you can't do that. I have to. And they're okay with it because I don't work with them at the same time normally, unless it's a protection thing, and then they don't fucking care. In that sense, I know you can't say they don't fucking care about deities, but in the sense of like they're protecting me, they don't care if I'm like calling upon them at the same time. Aphrodite, however, is across my room. She's got a small area and honestly should. I just moved her to my glamour area, but then I kind of moved her candle back because it was small, and I was like, I don't like putting her here. I have like a representation for her on my glamour station, which I can actually make. I've never, and I mean never in my life, had an ancestor altar not in my room, which I'm gonna keep them in my room. It's like a protection thing. But I've never had altars not be on my desks, or I've never just had like an altar, like a straight altar to work on, and never had to put, I'm so excited. I just realized I will. The tower. All the dead crows flying out, or just like dive bombing. The stars pretty. I know the lighting's changing, sorry guys. The moon, oh my god, I love, so when I say that I always show up as the moon, I say this a lot online and people are like, what? You don't seem like that person. And I know, like, but okay, the moon doesn't always have to have like deceit, lies, maybe deception, or things coming to truth. Like, it's a lot of times it can be you being really well, but let's not get into that. Lots of the times, my ancestors know that I love the moon card. It's always my favorite card of the deck. They know that I resonate with the moon a lot, and that's how I pop up in readings. If I'm like, are my ancestors here, the moon card will fly up just as like a, hey, like this is us, or this is you, like this is, you're doing something right. Because sometimes when you're channeling or when you're trying to read for other people, you're like, what the, or at least for me, I get confused. I'm like, why am I feeling, and maybe it's because I'm going through a whole nother spiritual awakening, and I'm like, what is going on spiritually? Why are so many people talking to me? Where are my ancestors? Or where's the Morgan? I need some protection, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Then that card pulls out. And normally people have that card. Also, if you haven't commented already, or just leave another comment, tell me what that card is for you, because she's like, yeah. Tell me what that card is for you. I'm always like really interested in that. Here's the sun. That's really cute. It's on like a little horse. Judgment, as he should. The world, sorry, I'm going pretty slow. And then we get into the kings and everything at once. So I'm gonna do a couple like an energy pull or energy transfer, which for me, the first couple initial ones are just me sitting with the deck, and I will just do this. Shuffle like I normally do. And just, I mean, I'm gonna be watching TV a little bit later. I have some work to do, but whenever I sit down to like relax, whenever you're not eating or drinking or whatever, your hands are clean, sit down and just shuffle with your cards. Like sometimes if I have time, I will just shuffle and shuffle and shuffle and shuffle. Yeah, maybe cards will pop up and you can read them, but like first day like this, normally I like to wait for a connection. The Hermit just fell out. So I'm like, I'd like to wait for a connection. And I'm like, yeah, but you know what? That's funny. So yeah, I'm really excited about this deck. It feels great. I will say sometimes like decks stick. I meant to, the sun. Yeah, see at this point random things are popping out, but this is a really positive day though. We'll see. I mean, I don't know. I could apply that to my day because today's been great, but we're gonna see. Yeah, and now the tower just flew out. We're not doing this. I was gonna say when I did the video the other day, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is confusing. Oh, okay, I couldn't see the freaking number. Okay, so I will say some of the numbers are blending in with the artwork, but that's probably just because I'm not used to it. Sorry, I'm all over the place. The other day, with the Animal Spirit deck, I was going to notate that they are almost too, I don't know if they're matte or velvet touch or really what the feel is, but they don't stick, but they almost like are too slick that they fly together, so they're not sticking but they come out together. So I noticed that while shuffling these, I can control, if I wanted to, literally I could throw 1 or 2 at a time. I can flip. I don't know, I feel like they're not, sometimes when I do this, like the cards hit too hard or they slap. I do like to, a lot of the time, I like to shuffle and then with a new deck just to feel how it is, kind of like pull and hit. And the tower just came out again, but where I know you guys are gonna be like, I'm crying, but I'm not connected to this deck at all. Sometimes it doesn't sound very like, sometimes when you place card down, you know what I'm saying, there's like a really big like thud. Sometimes I like that, but these cards, they're thick, they're great. I don't know why I'm sitting here giving a review. I'm really excited about them. I'm going to put them back in their situation, build its little grid, and then, you know, sleep with it for a few nights. 3 of Wands. Interesting. Yeah, I really love this deck. If you guys are interested in crows or birds, I honestly highly suggest it. I'm putting together like my favorite Amazon tarot and oracle like decks because there's so many good ones, and I'm gonna try to keep them for like under 25 bucks or maybe 30 bucks. But thank you so much, Andrew, for sending this to me, and thanks for you guys for staying for this ramble. I know that it wasn't like really teaching you guys anything, but more so like just looking through this deck. I really love the imagery. It's pretty, it feels amazing. I can't get over how big they are. This one and the Ethereal Visions Tarot are my favorite size decks I own because they're the biggest ones that I own. And not obnoxiously big, but yeah. So thank you guys so much for staying and hanging out with me. I will see you in either a couple days or next week. I don't know. I just kind of drop these videos in when I am. But this is a sneak peek. I'm doing 31 days of like spooky content in October. So I am going to be announcing that pretty soon. So there's going to be, I think, at least 1 video a week, but I will have a schedule come out for you guys probably on the 1st day of October. It's already figured out on my end, but I'm starting to plan out all the content. If you guys have anything specific, either you want to learn, you want to see, or hear about anything, literally anything, it can be paranormal, it can be witchy, it can just be about my personal life. If you want to hear about more about that or literally whatever, because I went to college, I moved out, I literally packed my car and fucking moved from Virginia to here. So I don't know, if anything you guys want to hear, let me know, because we're making lots of content. I love October. Ooh, but October is gonna be crazy because I am moving, but we're gonna figure it out. Ooh, moving vlogs. Anyways, okay, I love you guys. I'm gonna go. Okay, bye.